Hey, what's going on, everyone? How y'all doing? Welcome back to the channel. And of course, today was a big day in Hollywood. It was an interesting day because we got the release of the Minecraft movie, which is opening to terrible reviews, but I think people are going to go see it. And one of the things they're going to be able to see in front of the movie is, of course, the extended preview of James Gunn's Superman coming out July 11th. Now, I've been talking about this movie a bit. And I've definitely been trolling some people over there on the internets about it. But the thing with this particular teaser is that it was okay. It was just okay. There's stuff there that I did find to be interesting. There's stuff there that I found to be cringe. And there's stuff there that I know will be worked on before we actually do get to see the movie. But this particular extended teaser is one of those things where they just keep showing us Superman when he's down, right? They did this with the teaser trailer that came out a few months ago. This extended preview is more of that scene. And I find the idea of trying to push a character that is the most, the strongest guy in roughly all of DC, all right, with one of the longest running superheroes that's literally kicked off the name, Superman. And the first time we see him, he's getting beat to shit. I think it's kind of dumb. Right? We saw this in the teaser. We see this now. David Cornsweet, who I do think looks the part, by the way. Looks very good. The suit has grown on me. It looks a bit better. They definitely played with the coloring on it. But here he's beat to hell. And, you know, and he whistles. He whistles for his dog, Krypto, who I have thoughts about this. People are going to be mad at me for saying this, but I don't like it in movies when they add a dog, a kid, or like an unnecessary sidekick. And this usually happens in like the sequels. And I know, like, even though I like Short Round, he's still largely unnecessary. Right? So it does. I never really found them to be compelling characters. They're just, they just need something to kind of like get the main character to care about something other than themselves, I guess. And in this case, it's the dog. But the dog is being designed as a way to sell toys, right? They want to put Krypto on merch. They want to sell plushies, toys, all of those things that they want kids to buy. Because kids don't normally buy the superhero toys. That would be middle-aged men from Flint, Michigan, who buy those kind of toys. But the plushies, yeah, it's like a small kid could go for a plushie. All right, it's selling it for down the road, right? Whether or not Krypto shows up in Supergirl or the next Superman movie or whatever, it is what it is. I just find the character of Krypto dumb. And some people have said to me, well, Matt, yeah, but it's like the last remnant that he has of his home planet. You know, I mean, I'm going to quickly just kind of pull back the reality curtain for a second. You know how many people are here illegally in this country, undocumented in this country, that were brought over without ever having known their own home country, their homeland, their home family? This is that kind of situation. Okay, those people want to emulate, integrate into our society. Superman has been integrated into our society. He was a Kansas fucking farm boy. This idea that like, oh, the dog is this, it's a remnant of his home. Oh my goodness. It's stupid. It's stupid. The character is dumb, but whatever. Okay. Besides, he has his cousin. He's got Supergirl. So she's his other tie to his homeworld. And the only other thing that can come from his homeworld is a radioactive rock that can kill him. So I don't know why these people have all this thing. This is what we're talking about here. It's so dumb. The character is so dumb, you guys. Like, it's just, if you start really thinking about it from a logistical standpoint, the arguments for someone like Krypto are just kind of whatever. But again, that's just, you know what, he's only going to be in the movie for a little bit, and then he'll come and he'll go, and then we'll be fine. And maybe he'll grow on me, I don't know. But for right now, he's not growing on me. But, you know, when they get to the Fortress of Solitude and we get to see these bots, now, not only is the CG still getting worked on, because the CG is still getting worked on here, you've got an interesting little scenario here that I found to be quite interesting. So the main robot, right, the main bot, when Superman says thank you, he's all like, "No need to thank us, for we do not have any understanding of what that means." Of course, obviously voiced by Alan Tudyk, who is in everything. Nothing wrong with that. I love me some Alan Tudyk. But then they introduce the other bot, the new bot, and Superman looks over and nods, and she goes, "He looked at me." So an automaton that cannot understand emotion, empathy, sympathy, whatever, immediately expresses joy, which is a fucking emotion. It's, oh, guys, oh, why? It's not like it's bad, but it's the why. And again, we show Superman, they put him on the table and they scan him, and he's got all these broken bones, and he's got like bruised organs and all of these things. And so then they decide to like open the window and use this, reverse magnifier, right? This reverse telescope to they basically take a gigantic magnifying glass and hone it in on the sun, and then basically light Superman up as he feels the power of the Earth's yellow sun repairing his body. And that's where they leave us on the teaser. And then we get more of what we saw already, and that's fine. I've watched this thing a couple times. I don't hate it. It's not bad. It's just okay. But if I was going to talk about this from a marketing perspective, and again, I'm pulling from 14 years of working in movie theaters, various different kinds, video stores, that kind of stuff as well. When you've got a movie like this, a lot of people are gassing themselves up over everything involving this. What they fail to realize is that the entire idea of putting this preview in front of Minecraft was to get people to go see Minecraft. So something clearly happened in order to push them to drop the HD version. Now, what's funny about this is a couple days ago on the 1st, during the CinemaCon panel, when people realized, oh no, we're not actually going to be getting more Superman, we're not actually going to be getting anything new today, I said, we'll wait for April 3rd at approximately 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and a leaked version of the trailer will be online. Now, I was really close to that, by the way. I assumed they were going to start the screenings at about 3 o'clock, right? I guess they started them a little bit earlier. So screenshots, bootleg recordings of it ended up online right away. But then at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, James Gunn dropped the entire 4 minutes and 48 seconds. So I was very close. I was closest without going over. If this was Price is Right, I would have made a lot of money. But I was very right in what I was saying about the trailer itself either leaking online, or being posted. It was going to make its way online. So something happened with the situation with Minecraft to where either they realized this movie's going to do better than we anticipated, which is entirely possible, but we might as well give the people who can't go see it the ability to watch it. It seems very weird to me. Now, I don't know if Warner Brothers Discovery has an earnings call coming up. I don't know if the idea of Superman has started to fall off in the popularity department. It's entirely possible that during this particular time today, when all of this was happening, the Disney panel was happening over there at CinemaCon, right? Talking about Avatar 3 coming out, talking about other big movies that were coming out, and maybe that started stealing the thunder. Now, to give you guys another idea about this, is Superman was trending on Twitter, and it trended up to number 2, and then about 6 hours later down to number 18, because I checked it and I have screenshots on my Twitter about it. And then about an hour later, it was down to number 23, and then now it's completely out of the top. And for people who keep saying that this is going to be a $2 billion movie, it was in and out of trending relatively quickly. And so it's one of those things where, again, this movie has a massive uphill battle because I do not think that people care as much as some people out there are telling you that they do. And hear me out on this. Okay, so it's like you have the robots. The robots come from All-Star Superman. I did watch that the other night. I watched Injustice, and then I watched All-Star Superman. And I like the animated movies. By all means, I like the live-action movies. I'm sure I'm going to like this movie as well. My issue with it mostly is, again, I'm a Snyder fan, so there's a little bit of that bias. I'll throw that out there. But at the same time, there are a lot of issues I have with the overall idea of what they're doing, how they're doing it, and how they're going about it. But the robots, right? Zack Snyder, the guy who wrote Thor and a few of the other movies, Marvel movies, was commenting on people who were upset about the robots being in the Fortress of Solitude. And he's like, it's almost like people have never picked up a comic. And I'm like, yeah, because they haven't. They haven't. I think that's the key takeaway here. It's the same thing I say when it comes to the multiverse situation. The average person in Oklahoma is not going to pick up a comic and understand the multiverse. So it seems very odd to like put stuff that's from either like the goofy Silver Age of Superman comics or stuff you got from All-Star Superman with these like automaton robots and whatnot. And people are going to be like, but I've never seen that in the movies before. I've never seen it in the Donner films. I never saw it in 3 or 4 or Man of Steel or Superman Returns or anything like that. Lois and Clark didn't have it. Man of Steel kind of had it, but it was on the other ship. It was on the down ship. So they've had, again, I'm like, people don't read the comics. And that's what a lot of these terminally online people on social media don't realize. Is that the uphill battle here is going to be the vast majority of people do not read the comics. And I'm just going to be honest with you when I say this. It's not because they can't. It's because they do not want to. That's it. That's the whole point. That's the whole kit and caboodle. It's not of value to them to read the comics when the shows and the movies have all had an established continuity, at least within those universes. So they are used to the established continuity. And you've also got Marvel being the competitor that's not even in the same league overall. They are way ahead. And Gunn has to play catch up. It's corporate mandate. Meaning that if this movie fails to succeed, well, that universe is largely going to probably end up faltering off as well. It's because it doesn't matter how much power Gunn has. He still has a boss who controls the purse strings. And that's something to consider here. So whoever thought at Warner Brothers marketing that it would be a good idea to continuously show us a Superman who is bruised, battered, and beaten as a symbol of strength, I think they probably need to be fired because I don't think this is sending the right message. But then again, Homelander and Omni-Man are kind of the more modern Superman archetypes, even though they're evil. And those seem to always kind of dominate the conversation. And so it's entirely possible that Superman may not even be the main character of his movie. It might be Ultraman up until the point of when Superman defeats him. Although that's probably a bit out there, I'll be honest with you. Anyway, I want to hear your thoughts, your opinions on this one. I expect to be roasted. And of course, when I'm live in a couple days, we'll talk about it. But in the meantime, have yourself a great one, everyone. Thank you for watching, and peace out.